A stream of consciousness.
Inspired by one word.
All right, this is One Word Breakdown. I'm C1.
And I'm C2. What's today's word? What's it gonna be?
What's it gonna be? The
word. Okay. So generate random words.
Oh, monkey. Theme.
Theme. Oh God.
Theme. Well, theme we could talk about forever. We can talk about anything forever, but theme.
Oh my gosh,
theme
the young
music.
women's theme. Okay, young women's theme.
Oh Lord, that's not where I was going. Go for it. Tell me it. I don't even know. Tell me it. Tell me it. See if you can recite it.
Okay. We are daughters of our Heavenly Father
Who
loves
us.
us, and we love Him.
Him.
We will stand as witnesses of Christ
Of God.
in all times and in all things and in all places.
All places.
As we strive to live the young women values, which are faith, divine nature, individual worth, knowledge, choice and accountability, good works and integrity. We believe as we come to accept and act upon these values that we will be prepared to make and keep sacred covenants, receive the ordinances of the temple, and enjoy the blessings of exaltation. Okay.
As long as we're mothers of lots of little babies.
Well, here's the thing. The young women's theme changed.
It did?
It changed. So in one way, it became slightly more progressive. And in another way, not so much.
Oh, no.
So they added, so the one, you can tell how old a Mormon is by which young women theme they know. But they added Heavenly Parents instead of Heavenly Father. I think that is a thing.
Okay.
Heavenly Parents. And then they added virtue as a value, which I find gross.
That's disgusting. F you. Totally F you.
Yeah. And then there's some other thing. I think a more charitable something
oh my gosh. Service.
Women that was the only thing that I supported.
That was the one.
That was the only thing that I found worthwhile is service. But anyway, yes.
Well, service is a good thing, not when it's only on you.
True. Okay, what did you think about the theme?
Theme music, the best TV theme music, theme song.
Oh my gosh, so much funner. What is my problem? So here's the thing. I don't even think about Mormondom in my general life. I literally don't even think about it.
No, I don't really.
And then when I'm with another Mormon or another ex-Mormon, it's literally top of mind.
Yeah, that happens. I started singing I Often Go Walking to my friend the other day, and he was like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Dude, you don't freaking know I Often Go Walking? Come on." He's like,
we had an amazing primary chorister mom, though.
Yeah, we did.
She was a really great primary chorister. But
okay,
yeah. So it's so weird that it always comes up because literally never in my general life.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I don't give a shit. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Name the show.
Okay.
Show me that smile. Ooh, show me that smile.
Growing Pains.
Don't waste another minute of your crying.
Growing Pains.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, we should play this till we can't anymore.
It's the best. You do it online. You can go and they have all these quizzes. Okay, now let's see. Let's think of another one.
Well, I wake up in the morning.
What?
And the markets all are rolling, and I think I never make it on time.
Wow. Say Baba.
Yes.
I had one in my head until you started singing it, and I was like, in West Philadelphia, born and raised on the
Prince.
playground where it's the best.
Most of my days.
My days,
Chilling out,
chilling
relaxing,
and relaxing, acting all cool and playing some b-ball outside of school. That's the best one. That's the best.
Fresh Prince was really good.
Yeah,
When a couple of guys who were up to no good.
Started making trouble in my neighborhood.
Okay. Is my video better than it was when we first connected?
Yes.
Okay, great. Themes,
Yes,
themes. What other themes?
I'm distracted by my new kitty.
Let's see that new kitty. Is she around?
Yeah, my kitty. Oh, she ran away.
Kitty time. Everyone loves baby cats. Oh
Aww.
my goodness. Look
Jolene.
at her little soulful eyes.
Jolene. Actually, she's Jolene from
What's up, Jolene?
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure now. She's been renamed to Jolly. Yeah. Here's a little tiny kitty. So do you see her face right here? How you can put your hand around a circle like this, your fingers, and you can see her eyes, nose, and mouth.
So cute.
That is how big my baby's faces were when they were born.
Oh
You could go like
gosh.
this in a circle, and you could see their
little
little eyes, nose, and mouth. They were so dang.
Gosh, so cute, so
She's
little.
probably bigger than my babies were.
How big were your babies?
5 pounds, 9 ounces. 5'9".
5'9"
5'14".
5'14". Lord.
Tiny babies. Yeah.
Or my baby was 8 pounds. 8 pounds, 10 ounces, something like that. Oh my gosh.
So,
this woman that 3 pounds heavier than Zachary.
Yeah.
Birth.
Yeah.
This woman at my dance class, like all the moms hang out while the kids are dancing.
Dance moms.
Dance
You're
moms.
a dance mom.
I'm a dance mom. I'm super a dance mom. So her baby was like 10 pounds, 6 ounces or something crazy. And she's not a big woman.
Oh.
Like huge.
Oh my gosh.
Huge.
That's crazy.
And wasn't huge? Wasn't he like 10 pounds?
I feel like he was big. Yeah. He was a big baby. Oh gosh. No,
our nephew. Oh my gosh.
Nephew, who is graduating from high school in a month or so.
Gosh, no.
Think about that.
Weird.
That went by like.
Oh, that went by so fast. I was just in the hospital with him.
I know, his little glowworm outfit.
Oh my gosh.
So cute. I know. Anyway.
And you have a teen.
Yeah, he's gonna be in high school this year.
I have a 5-year-old.
Yeah. Wow. I have 4 more years and then I won't have a kid at home. I'll just be like hanging out.
What would that even feel like? I forgot. When I think of people, I have a friend who it's literally just her and her spouse. And I'm like, what do you do? What are you doing?
Well, I'm used to it half-time because he's gone half the time, but like I still like my world still revolves around when he's gonna be around.
Right.
And one day it will not.
Yeah, it's like you could literally plan whatever.
Yeah, that was a piece of food from when I ate 30 minutes ago.
Awesome.
I was like, what is
Awesome.
this?
Okay. Variations on a theme.
Oh, variations on a theme. Go.
How about let's play word association.
Okay, I'm good at that. Yeah.
Are you good?
Like,
Are you
first,
good?
like the word, like you say word and I say the first word.
Yes, first word that comes to mind. And then we analyze it. Okay.
Let's hit it.
Until we're bored.
Okay, ready?
You start or me start. What would you prefer?
You start. Go.
Okay.
I don't know why I have to hold my head.
Grandmother.
Grandfather.
Patriarchal.
Oh, Misogyny. We always go.
Internal organs.
Oh, ovaries. Those aren't organs.
Ovaries. Eggs.
Breakfast.
Bagels.
Oh, butter and jam.
Butter and jam. Butter and jam. Butter and jam. Butter and jam. Psychedelic.
Dumbo.
What?
Dumbo. That
Dumbo.
like insane scene where like they get high or something weird.
Oh, Dumbo.
Dumbo. Oh, you thought like
You
gumbo?
said gumbo, and I was like, that's some like
That beans
tripping
and rice
gumbo
and mustard.
nonsense. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, Dumbo. Oh, Dumbo's sad. There's a lot of Disney movies that are sad where the theme is sad. Like what's
very
so
sad, very
is sad.
horrific. There's always some dead person.
I know. Okay. Dumbo. Aw, Fievel.
Keep walking. I always say that all the time. Okay, so I'm going upstairs and somebody in front of me is going upstairs. I always go, keep walking. And nobody gets it. And it's the freaking funniest thing ever. No one gets it in my life. It makes me so sad.
Nothing that upsets me more than when I have a solid joke and people don't know what I'm saying. I'm like, what? My talents are wasted here. It happens all the time. I'll make some joke and I'll be like, and they're like,
huh?
Like, oh my God.
And it's
I
usually a
hate
movie
you.
reference.
Yeah.
You know what? I can't even believe I was married to somebody that has never seen The Princess Bride. That is a tragedy.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes. This is why I divorced him.
Yeah. Is this the most recent?
Can you imagine how many references you make a day on The Princess Bride and your stupid spouse doesn't even know anything about it?
Wait. Is this the most recent?
Yeah.
He hasn't seen that?
No.
But it came out when he was prime movie. Oh my goodness. We can't trust him. We can't trust him.
No, anybody that has not seen The Princess Bride and gets no references from it, you just have to cut them out of your life.
Cut them out. That's
immediately.
The test.
Because they're not real.
Test.
They're not real humans.
Okay, if you are in, what's the quote? It's like, anyone within the range of my voice. I don't know, whatever the quote is. If you're listening and you haven't seen Princess Bride yet,
you better watch it now.
Pause this. This is bullshit. You leave this bullshit, go watch Princess Bride and come back. Make sure you come back.
Yeah, like, how do you don't get the as you wish references?
Oh my gosh, ROUSs.
Nobody gets
inconceivable.
Yeah, excuse me.
Anybody want a peanut?
I do not think that means what you think it means. I've said that a million times. Did he just think I was being stupid like a crazy person?
Probably.
In that freaking
voice?
How
we know he's stupid.
I mean, like, it's cool that he was like giggling anyways, but like that wasn't just me being weird. I mean, that's
oh my gosh, he was giggling at it, like giving you a sympathy laugh, like.
And meanwhile, he's like, well, I'm goofy. Like, I'm a goofy person. You can hang out with me. If you're not goofy, like, you're not gonna want to hang out with me because I'm like do funny things and do weird things. Like, I will spontaneously sing some Disney song and I will need to sing it until I feel like stopping, and you're just gonna have to wait.
Yeah. I hate when people don't get the joke, but like give me a courtesy laugh. I'm like, no. Like, I hate that. I hate when people give me courtesy laughs if they don't get it. Don't laugh. If you didn't get it, say, oh, I didn't get it. Explain it. And then I will more than happily.
Well, then they don't hurt your feelings by saying they didn't get it.
That's what I mean. I hate when people think they're going to hurt my feelings. Like, I hate that.
Well, you know what? Also, is probably because they don't
authentic.
You haven't seen. Yeah. Well, they probably don't want the reaction we just gave. You haven't seen that. You're so weird. You suck. But it's true.
Well, you know, you can't hide forever. We'll suss you out. Suss. We'll suss you out.
Well, monocle emoji.
Oh my God. Yes. Yes. The monocle.
The monocle emoji. The monomoji.
Monomoji. Monomoj. Give me. He's deserving of some of that monomoj.
The manji. Oh my gosh. Okay, I gotta stop. Okay, shorter and shorter. Oh, look at my new ring I got. It's a phoenix.
Oh my goodness. So
on Wish
cool.
for like $1. It took 10 years to get here, but I got it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Right on time.
Right on time. So
show me how you wear your rings. Do you wear it for yourself? So when you look at it, it's the right orientation?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you.
It's for me.
I can't stand when people wear them to where you look down and it's upside down to you.
No.
So that when you do that, it's right side up. I'm like, no.
It's for you.
I don't consider my audience when I choose my clothing. My clothing's for me.
That is just as bad as the toilet paper coming from underneath. It is the most physically affects you.
Don't talk about it ever again. It's not a thing that exists in this world. I have to believe it or I can't go on. Just kidding, but barely.
Yeah, no, that's not a thing.
No, I agree. Who would do that? Like hanging down like a little like flaccid floop in the
just
back?
Hanging underneath and then you have to like find it. Oh,
rustle for it? Are you kidding? Are you kidding? What is wrong with you? Okay,
it's the people
if you do that way, there's something incorrect about your brain structure, and I encourage you to get it checked out.
Oh no, we're being so mean on this episode.
Are we? I think we're being funny. People have to know that we're not super serious, right? Like I act serious to be funny.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I just picked off my nails while we're talking, and it's really bad.
Oh, those look hideous.
Let me tell you something. I can't even stand this because when it starts this, I immediately change. I'm a freak about my nails.
Oh, I do too.
And I have told everyone, and you are included, let's now hear this.
Okay.
If I die and my nails are not painted for whatever weird reason, they are to be painted perfectly black, nails, toes, black. The end. That's it. That's all I want to say.
Likewise. Thank you.
Okay.
Commit.
Your nails too?
Everything.
Okay, got it.
This is how my nails are naked right now because I'm in between colors, but what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm on a hoodie. I'm on a hoodie. I'm stuck. Help.
You got what's going
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, isn't
what
this
does your hoodie
great?
say? Oh, I love that. Oh, Eddie Vedder. Your crush of all crushes. Your one hall pass.
What was I saying just now? And
your nails. Something about your nails.
Oh, because I wanted to show.
Oh.
I always have black on my toes.
Oh, always. I try to go a different color and it never works out for me. It's black.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll have every color on my nails, but not my toes. My toes.
I'm the same way.
Samesies.
And every now and again, I'll do a trial. And I'm like, okay, I can branch out.
Yeah, I can do another color. And I'm like, ooh, I hate it.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
Yeah. Same.
Okay, I want to go back to your earlier theme commentary. Do you think that the theme of this episode is meanness? Really? Are we being too mean? I feel like it's clear. I feel like it's clear when I'm joking, but maybe it's not.
I think I'm just too sensitive to being mean.
I'm super sensitive when people are mean for real.
Yeah.
But I'm the only one who knows that I'm joking and people actually think I'm mean.
Oh, nobody thinks you're mean.
Oh God, okay.
one thinks you're mean.
If anyone thought I was mean, like I could not live with myself. I can't, like, can't weird, I don't care. Like angry, don't care. Like whatever. But like mean, can't deal. That is my least 100%. Anything I do that like someone would see as mean, like I can't. Which is funny because I have been mean. Like the only person I could say like I have been mean to is my number one man, my husband. I have been mean to him. Oh, no, he's been mean to me too.
Yeah.
We worked through it. We're working through it. We've been married forever. We worked through it. But like straight up mean. And here's the thing. This is the problem. It's like we're both really creative. And so it's almost like we can figure out how to be like the most creatively mean.
Oh no.
Even more painful.
Oh no.
We haven't done that in ages, I'm happy to say. But there are some doozies in the first couple of years, like doozies that I still think about.
Oh no, that's so sad. That makes me sad.
Mm-hmm. Well, I figured, I mean, you've experienced this. Like, there's a period where you're learning each other and you're growing through stuff, and sometimes you survive that period and sometimes you don't. And
sometimes you don't.
And, we may not have if we weren't, a very stubborn personality.
Yeah, true.
And so when we got through all of that, we were like, oh, wow, we're like perfect for each other. And we're being mean because the things that we're mean about tends to be what we're really similar in.
Oh, interesting.
And so it's actually not even a judgment of the other person. It's like we judge ourselves really harshly. Mm. And like, so it like is this weird like projection soup.
Got it.
Because we're like sensitive to it, with the exception of like he says everything is name calling, even if for me it's like I'm not calling you a name, I'm saying you did like a thing, like I'm saying you're acting XYZ way, and he like feels like it's name calling. But then I have actually called a name, and that is a legitimate complaint. But there's some times where he's like, you're calling me names, or like, I'm not, but okay. So I've become much kinder about those types of things. Like just things like, you're such a jerk, like something like that.
Aww.
And to me, I'm saying like if I really break down what I'm trying to say, I don't think he implicitly is a jerk. I think he's acting like a jerk at that moment.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's not helpful to anybody. And so I'm just like, I feel like right now you could be nicer. And that is working better.
That probably would work better than you're
jerk. Yeah. Or like, anyway. Like, and the other day he goes, we're just learning each other much, much better these days. Like the pandemic really helped us. Because there's things that we needed to kind of sort through and work out. Mm-hmm. So anyways, he was so nice the other day because I freak out. People who don't know me well would probably assume that I'm very comfortable in all my social interactions because I'm very outgoing, talkative, charming, the whole thing.
Yeah.
But if you do know me well, and I let you in, I am so socially anxious, it's ridiculous. I reanalyze every conversation. When I listen to these, I'm going to be like, oh no, who am I going to offend in this? Oh no, I said this thing. Oh no, what if that person happens to watch at this moment and it breaks their heart? Like I'm like super socially anxious. I review every conversation. Literally it wastes so much of my time, but it's just who I am. So we met our neighbors the other day. We got new neighbors.
Oh no.
And he was like, oh, I know. So he was like, very sweet person. He was like, let's give them like a gift basket or like something to like welcome them. And so I was thinking about it and I was like, let's get him a Lowe's gift card.
Perfect.
So I get a Lowe's gift card. We go over there and they both come out of their house. And so we're standing there. And since they both come out, I'm feeling like, oh, they're wanting to talk and like have a get to know you moment. And I'm like, oh, like, and I'm feeling awkward. And so when I'm like feeling awkward, I turn into like the entertainer and like entertaining the crowds. And again, that's why people would think that I'm not socially awkward, but I'm like, no, my entertaining the crowds thing, like right now, is because I feel fucking awkward. Always. So anyway, I'm going on this thing, and then I like said this weird comment, and then I like tried to make a joke, and like all of these things.
Oh no.
And it was fine. It was whatever, you know. It's like no one would think about it but me. But like I'm like, oh God, that was horrible. And I'm like, oh. So I'm like tweaking out in the car, and he's like, okay. So I'm not saying that you talk too much or anything. I'm not saying any of that.
No.
I'm not saying any of that. And he's like, but if you talked a little bit less, like maybe you would have less to analyze afterward.
Aww.
And it was so sweet because in the past, he would have been like, you just talk too much. And in his head, he would be thinking it in that sweet way. Like, I know that he only thinks sweet things about me, but the way that he speaks is so blunt.
Yeah.
And he doesn't think about how someone's going to receive it. And so I've really been talking to him about like, you got to think about like how someone would receive what you're saying, because I don't know your motivations. Like, I don't know your insides.
Yeah.
Like you have to. And so he did that, and it was all very careful. Like he like slowed down his voice, made sure it didn't sound any sort of way. It's like,
cute.
it was very sweet. And you know, it made me think about that a lot because I do over talk when I'm nervous. And yeah, I overshare when I'm nervous too. Because here's the thing though. Here's the thing. I'm a super oversharer, but it comes from such a good place because I'm oversharing so that I like to reveal myself so people feel comfortable in my presence. If you have like some dirt on me, some inside scoop, it makes you feel more comfortable. Like you can relax, you can let your shoulders down.
Yeah.
And you can just be. And that's all I want in this world, is for people to feel like they can be themselves around me. That's literally the only goal I have.
Yeah.
But the way I do it sometimes leads to like, oh my goodness. So I don't know what to say about that.
Aw. Sister.
What?
I don't know. I just think it's funny when it just reminds me growing older and getting to know you better on an adult type level and finding out something like that, because that's not me at all. And I'm not saying we have to be alike, obviously, but it's just like, oh, I didn't know you felt that way. What? Oh, okay. And then it helps me to be like, oh, well, I know what to do with that. I just didn't know that you were like that.
Mm-hmm.
So when you got like, when you started crossing over into like adult world, you know, when we got out of like childhood and stuff and learning who you are and learning that you have anxiety about things and stuff like that was really like, oh, interesting. Or like the, you know, the OCD, like, or just like, you gotta have it this way. And, you know, you're very particular when you get something home from the store, you are real particular about opening it up and putting the instructions. And then you have these little pieces and you look through it and you do the whole thing. It's so good to me. And I just know that that's what you're going to do.
Yeah. Well, it's not OCD. So I used to say OCD, but I learned And I
it's not. You used to say that, and you call it something
new. I used to say that. I learned, and so this all came from a critique, which is why I want people to critique and give me feedback. I would so prefer critique and feedback a million times over than someone not wanting to hurt my feelings, because that's the only way you evolve, is to actually get the tea on who you are, you know? So like, to me, you know this, to me, a real friend is someone who's like, this is what I see. Like, you know, like I that's how I'm a friend, because like, I feel like you need someone that's just like honest and loves you anyway, versus like pretending that you don't have flaws. Like,
we all do.
Yeah. So anyway, but like a student, so I work at a college, and I teach and I advise. So one of my advisees was in a huge group of people, and so I was telling the group, like, you can feel comfortable coming to me because I'm super OCD. I will help you fix your, like, I'll get you all squared away. And I was saying it like, I will help you, like, I'm very particular.
Yeah.
And so, and I always would say that, and I never really thought anything about it. Like the same way we would say, oh, you know, I'm crazy,
I had
whatever.
Like I didn't, when you really didn't.
So like it didn't. Yeah, exactly. And someone who actually has panic attacks is probably frustrated that we say, oh, I had a panic attack. I stopped saying that too. So anyway, so in my feedback, so I always get like glowing reviews for all my things.
Mm-hmm. And
so when I don't, it sticks with me forever.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's just how it works. So they said, she said that she was OCD when she meant that she was particular, and I found it very ignorant. Like they called me ignorant. And I was oh. And she was like, as someone who actually struggles with OCD, I found it very ignorant. That's what it was. And so, and so I was like, you are right. And it took me a couple years to make sure that it's never in my vernacular. And then I started thinking about, well, what is it? Like, if it's not that, like, what is it? Because I'm not compulsive.
No.
I'm not compulsive at all. Like, I'm very much in control. I'm probably too controlled about what I do sometimes.
Yeah.
So, like, that's not a thing. It's a perfectionist.
Yeah, I was going to use that word, but I thought OCD sounded less harsh. But you're very much a perfectionist.
Yeah. To me, that's not harsh. I think it would be a harsh label from someone who didn't see why being a perfectionist is fantastic, but it's both. It's like every we talked about this the other day when we like had got interrupted, and I was like, oh shit, we have a meeting. Like every strength is a weakness, and every weakness is a strength. I'm a wild perfectionist. It makes me excellent at my job. It makes me wildly successful. It makes me have a clean house. It makes sure that my daughter has an excellent life. It makes sure this, right? Yeah. It also frustrates other people sometimes. And it also means that if like a whole thing could go right, the whole thing could be amazing, and one thing was shitty, and all I can think about is the thing that was shitty instead of the 95% that was good. Yeah, that's frustrating. So it's hard. Yeah. I think that was the thing I was surprised about, but most of that I found out about my siblings is the perfectionism. Yeah, you're the only one that isn't, right? Yeah, I'm like the only one. That's so funny to me. I'm just like, man, that works. And people are like, ah. Yeah. But so I'm not like, I'm not clean. It's not that I'm very clean. I'm very organized, extremely clutter-free. Nothing is dirty. Like I like my things in its place, but I'm not a perfectionist. Like if it's a little bit off, I'm like, You know, I'll Jimmy rig something. Yeah. That works. Yeah. And I don't even mind like rigging something as long as it's rigged in a way that I think is suitable. You know, it's like, well, I've had to become more like I'm detail oriented when at work when I want to be, but like had to become even more so just because
you can't. I work with numbers all day. Like I can't make mistakes.
Yeah, you can't make mistakes. Yeah. Like
can't make mistakes.
Totally. And that's what I mean. Like in my job, you can't make mistakes. If you make a mistake, it screws up someone's life. Like you can't make a mistake. Like it's not a thing. And so people who are fine with making mistakes, I'm like, okay, that's great if it only affects you, but it's not only affecting you. So that's what bothers me.
Mistakes. Who like no, making mistakes is weird. Like that's not
like,
a good.
Oh, we're all human. I'm like, yeah, we are, but unfortunately, this mistake, like, really screwed someone over. So, like, maybe...
yeah, that would be awful. Like, you can't just be like, oh, we're human. Yeah, and you're dumb.
And you know, I realize that what I say is like screwing someone over. Like, that's the thing, is like probably they wouldn't even think that was a big deal in either. Like, and so that's what bothers me, I think, is like, we don't know people's personalities. You don't know. And you're always learning. I'm always learning things about my husband. You know, we've been married forever. We're together every dang day. I still am learning things because you can't possibly know a person and all their motivations as long as you know them. Like, how could you possibly know everyone's motivations? Like, you can't.
Yeah.
And so...
Sorry.
What?
It's being dumb when you're like you can't possibly be, and I was thinking inside them all the time, and then I was like
inside them.
Maybe you could, darling.
Even being inside them might get old. But anyway, I'm waxing on and on. But just my personal like thing is that just like we want people to understand our real motivations, even if we fall short of them. Like, you have to give that grace to other people too. And so like, if you're working, like, let's say, to use advising as an example, or teaching as an example, either one of those things.
Yes.
You have to always consider your audience too. Like, so maybe you're not a perfectionist, but maybe you're advising a perfectionist. And if you're very lackadaisical, it's going to stress them out. Yeah,
it's stressful to them. Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to stress
teachers
them out.
like that a lot, where teachers expect their kids to act like
right.
And like
and they just like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Especially with working from home, like school from home, the teachers are like, turn on your cameras and do this thing with us. And it's like, that's never going to happen. My kid is never going to dance. I think I've said this before on our show. Never going to turn his camera on and dance by himself in his room. For you. Because you want him to sing some stupid Spanish song. That's never going to happen. And I fully support him. Oh my gosh. Did you guys sing De Colores in school?
100%.
It's amazing. De colores, brillantes, de pisnos en la primavera. Did you ever watch those like crazy like Spanish soap operas? They're the best.
Oh yeah, telenovelas. So my husband got super into a telenovela like while we've been married. It's a teen telenovela.
There is a really, really good Spanish, like Spain Spanish show on Netflix called, shoot, I tried myself the last time I was Velvet. Dang it. Yes, I remember. Velvet. I think it's called Velvet. And it is all Spanish. And I watched the whole freaking show for, all the seasons. Yeah, it was really good. It's a really well done show. It's not one of those telenovela whatevers. It's not like a soap opera, like dun dun dun. It's just a really good show about a fashion house. And like the
cool.
son. Yeah, it's a really good show.
Oh, that's fun.
I loved it. I cried when it was over, but I was also in a weird place.
You cried when it was over? What, that you ran
out
but
I was also like I was also really sad because it was the day after Christmas and I was alone and I was just like sitting there on my like crabby couch at the time and I was just like, and I cried. It was over. Those are my friends.
Of course.
I cry when seasons end. Like nothing. There is no. First of all, your theme music when you call me is the theme to The Office, which is one of the greatest themes of all time. And that show, when that ended, that was the most ball baby one ever. That and Schitt's Creek. I don't know why Schitt's Creek, but yeah.
I love Schitt's Creek. I
bawled like a baby.
I love it so much.
Good.
I love it so much. I can't even describe.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I looked up while you were speaking about Velvet. I looked up the telenovela that my husband loved.
Oh, what is it?
That B. Oh, we worked out last week that we were going to use initials because that's way easier. So that B loved.
I have yawned 5 times.
It's fine. I'm going to label each one of them. It's going to say yawn. Yawn.
Number 1.
Like, I'm boring, clearly, because look, there's another yawn. Rebel Day was...
Rebel Day?
Rebel Day was the one he loved.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he, I think, was it while I was pregnant? I don't remember, but he like watched all of Rebel Day, which is like a teen.
We do weird things in our early 20s/early 30s, like weird stuff like that. When I was pregnant, the first time, I was super into Super Mario, and I played that stupid game, and like I cried. So I finished the ending. It wasn't Super Mario Galaxy because that's what I played after she died. But and that was the only times I played video games. I played video games once when I was younger and beat the Noid because I just did, because it was like a memorization game and I love memorizing things and that was fun. Then I played Super Mario something, I don't know which one it was, but I beat it. But when I beat it, I accidentally pressed a button. And so I didn't get to see the whole thing, like the whole show go on when you won. And I cried. I was bawling in our movie room. And Z came home and he was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I beat the whole game. It's sad. I pressed the button."
Oh, that's sad though.
It was so sad. So I rebeat it and I watched it. I know, it was sad.
Oh, you rebeat it to watch it?
That last, yes, I rebeat that. Well, just that last like little bit. I rebeat it. It was so freaking hard. It was like some crap Bowser that was like super hard and it was horrible. But I beat it. And then I played Super Mario Galaxy on the Switch. Yeah, after she died, and I beat that whole thing. And then I have not touched a video game since, except I play with my son. He likes me to play this JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Street Fighter game, so I play with him.
Is that the one that Jolene? That's JoJo. Jolene.
Yeah. So JoJo? 6 is coming out in a couple of weeks, and
what's the name of the game again?
It's a Street Fighter JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Okay.
So it's like something, I don't know. It's on PlayStation, which we don't have anymore. But anyways, so Jolene, she's actually on his shower curtain because it's Giorno Giovanna, his sister, but she doesn't come into play till part 6, and part 6 is coming out. So it's this whole thing. So he was like crazy pumped about it. She's on his shower curtain at home, and here we are picking out a cat, and the freaking cat's name is Jolene. It was unbelievable.
Meant to be.
So,
do you ever call her JoJo?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
it's cute.
Yeah, we did JoJo. I call her Kitty.
What does it feel like to be such a beautiful human being like you?
What? Look in the mirror and ask your damn self. What are you talking about?
Look at your dimple and your cute, like with your Star Wars shirt, like so cute.
You know what a human told me the other day, last night? That's a human.
What? A human.
Friend of mine.
Okay. What?
Someone told me.
Yes.
Okay. Someone said to me, and it's actually let me just say it and then we can talk about it.
Okay.
But he said, "I wish for you that you weren't so beautiful sometimes, because then people would actually get to know you, and people would fall in love with you and not just want to, like, you can't." He said, "How can you trust anybody? No one, you don't know how to." He's like, "You're actually." Yeah, like he's like, "You're so fun and you're goofy and you're like really into literature and you're like really smart and you're all these things, but people don't like to see that. They just see what they want to see." And I was like, yeah, no.
It's true too. Well, it's true. Like, it's true. So we both have pretty faces. But the difference is that you have a banging bod And I don't. Well, it's bangable, let me tell you.
Yes, it is.
But I don't know if it's
you be getting more bang than me.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like you have a conventional bang and bod. And so I feel like people put that beauty package, like my weight actually helped me in this regard. And so I totally agree is my point, is I totally agree with that human. Because like I didn't attract people who weren't attracted to me for the right reasons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and I think that was part of the problem with the last people that I've been with, is that they just saw me. So they like pretended to be something so that they could have me, but then they
weren't actually that.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And the other, I don't know. It's just weird. So I don't know. It's weird. I like, it's kind of a dumb, like, oh, what a sad problem to have. Like, no, I'm not trying to be like, I feel bad about it. I don't. But
of course, it is. We know
it is frustrating.
Way worse.
People say you could just get by on your looks, or like all my life until I hit. I'm like, oh, thanks. But until I hit an older age, like no one ever spoke to me or asked me questions or assumed I was smart or assumed I wanted to take part of conversation. Never assumed anything. Like I obviously, you talk to me for 5 minutes and then you're like, oh, like, oh, I just fell off my chair. I went, but
she may be beautiful, but she ain't graceful.
So like I will I'll insert myself in conversations and then everything's like, it's fine. But at first, like how many times was I growing up and my only value was, and it's just weird, stupid. So I never took that, and I never used that as my value. And that's one thing that was really nice. Growing up, we were always worker bees. Like we were taught to work hard, do this, and not rely on anybody, and like
that Mormon determination.
Yeah, get to work and do things. Like I never thought I was above anything. Like I scrubbed toilets in college. I freaking cleaned dorm rooms. I had whatever shit job I could find to make it through, and like, yeah. That's it. So anyway, weird.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I think I love hearing your perspective on this, because I mean, obviously there's way different. We are white women in America. We are as privileged as it gets, other than a white rich man. Like, I mean, so listeners, be clear, our feminism is intersectional. Like,
we know.
Let us be clear. But we still all have issues. Privilege is a different thing. Like, sure, you have beauty privilege, and that, attractive people are more likely to have higher paying jobs. Attractive people are more likely to be treated nicer in grocery stores, like, et cetera, et cetera. So there's like definitely beauty privilege. But that doesn't take away from the real pain that you experience, which is people aren't loving you for you, which, by the way, other people feel the same. Like, I want someone to love me for like who I am and not what I look like. Or and I think what is additionally maybe similar and or different, and I don't know, is that the objectification, the dehumanizing of me has gone very deep. I'm not a person. Like, I'm just a toy. I'm just somebody, and like and I have been treated and spoken of as a toy or as a doll, or like, oh, look at this, or we're sitting at a pool and I'm sitting right there and someone speaks to somebody that I'm with and is like, oh, your person is so, and I'm like, I'm right here. So like, I'm dehumanized a lot. And I'm wondering if that's why I've been treated so poorly. I'm wondering if the dehumanization of me as a person, but women in general, but also women who, whatever, like, I don't know what, because one of the things is like, oh, I gotta act this way so that she'll want to be with me because she's so this and that, like, she's fun, she's hot, she's smart, she makes money, and da da da. I'm like, and I think you're like being real and you're not. So I have decided I won't talk to anybody. Yeah. Well, I can attest that you will love someone no matter their station in life.
Yeah.
Like I can attest to this fact.
Yes.
And the fact that that is not also offered to you is wildly frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you will love these dudes who on paper are like big yikes, but their personalities are so lovely, or so you think.
Yeah.
That you're like, what else? Like to a point where I'm like, what the hell? Like, so, but that's what's sad about it is like, you're so like accepting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like wanting this deep thing that it's even more painful.
Yeah.
That they aren't looking for a deep thing or aren't able to offer it, even if they want to, like aren't able to do so.
Right.
Because they weren't in it for the right things from the start, from the get, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's really frustrating. It's really frustrating because I go for personality. Like I don't care. I really don't care how much
totally
money
true.
I literally do not care. I don't care about anything. I want a personality.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for some people, well, one person in particular, he was like, oh, you want to know who I am? And I'm like, yeah, I don't care about whatever money you make. Like, that's never my first question. I have never asked a dude what he does for a living. I don't think ever. I'm like, I don't care. I want to talk about you.
I don't think I have either.
No, because I don't care.
It's such a common small talk question. It's weird. Capitalism.
Yes, to me. But I mean, that's the problem is that the thing is that looking for a good personality, people can fake that for months and months. And then you're like, oh, so whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no matter.
Yeah. What did B say the other day? He said something like, it's like, you have to, it was when we were talking about like every strength is a weakness and like, how do we retain the strength parts and leave the weakness parts? And I told you, we were like talking about your situation, my situation, perfectionism, his situation, you know, anxiety or anger or whatever, expressions of, because he's not even feeling anger, but it seems like he's angry all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like talking about all these things, right? Like, well, how do you, so in his case, you know, how do you stay passionate, but maybe not expressing it so passionately?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So like, how do we do this? Anyway, but he brought up like, well, how do you really know someone? Like, how would you know? And what did he say? He said, oh, like a 10-day road trip or living together for 2 years. And I was like, wow, 10-day road trip with like deadlines that you have to go. Like you have to be like with a stressful, like, so basically like being in a stressful, uncomfortable, having to work together to survive sort of situation.
But
or like 2
that
years.
would not have worked in my last one or the one before. No way.
They're good at faking it.
Oh yeah, they would have.
So 2 years to living together or bust.
I think it's the 2 years.
But 2 years living together.
2 years, some asshole. It's the worst. I say
maybe okay. What do we do the rule? What do we do? Oh, never live together. Just be together and only when I want to see you.
Yes, that's my. That's where I'm going. No, truthfully, I love being coupled. I love having a partner. I want to like hang out, watch Netflix at night, and I want to like be with that person. Come home, be like, oh my gosh, babe, check it out. Da, 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 da. And I really want that person, but at the expense of the incredible meanness that has gone on. No, thank you.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that nobody yells at me. I want to come home and like ask that the water bottle be in another place in the kitchen without it being an existential crisis. Like that's my
high
bar.
Quality. Right? High quality. That's a low bar. We're gonna work on that.
We're gonna work on
We're gonna work up from that. No, but what I was gonna say is B and I have said, if something happens to either one of us, like never
I can't
marry
see
again.
either one of you guys. No.
Yeah, never again.
I could see you before him going with anybody else. I could see you going with somebody else. I could. Yeah. You could never replace the B. Never ever. But I could see you like coupling up with somebody. But that person would have to understand that B is your
like
B.
Your second, my dudes, or my woman. I could switch teams.
And then that would be,
switch teams. And then no one would ever replace B because he was the only man for me ever.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Perfect.
I could switch teams if it only had to do with boobs.
I think we've talked about this.
I think we have
on the show.
I'm gonna keep saying that though. That would be fine.
Okay, good.
But I don't think I could actually. No, thank you. I don't know.
I don't think. Well, here's the reason I say I'm mostly facetious about that because I don't think I would ever want to be married again.
No, I know you wouldn't.
But yeah.
I didn't.
And it's not because this isn't great. It's just like I almost, and we've talked about this before in other contexts, which I'm not going to repeat here, but like, it's almost like, and this sounds so traditional and conservative and antiquated, and that is like the opposite of me. But if they're not my baby daddy, what the fuck do I care about you for? Like, I am so that way. Like, that's such a life-changing, mind-altering experience to like have a kid.
I think you feel like, I felt that way. I absolutely felt that way.
Yeah.
Until you're not married to your baby daddy. And then you're like, oh.
Well, I don't see us getting divorced. So this would be he died. And so he'd always be like everything.
Oh, yeah.
So like, if we got divorced and I hated his ass, sure. But like, I don't hate.
Yeah.
Well, no, sure. But like, if I was like, ew. Yeah. It's like once you're not married, you realize, oh, like, how did I deal with that? You know, it's the same thing. Like when you have a friendship, I had a friendship that ended, a very long friendship that ended. And after it ended, I saw the person, the full person, because I wasn't blinded with my, like, you're my best friend eyes. Yeah. And the same thing I'm sure happens with spouses. Yeah. Is like, you realize, oh, like that was rough. This was rough, but I just like dealt with it because you're my partner. But yeah, like I hear you. Like I wouldn't feel that way if circumstances were different. And I totally believe that. If we divorced or something, I don't know if I believe that if he died, because I feel like I'd always be like torching him, like he'd be a torch in my heart. And I'm like, I don't think so. Forever be. Yeah. But I guess if he pissed me off enough when we separated or something, probably wouldn't have an issue. But I don't see that happening. But you never know.
Yeah. Listen, I
never know.
Never in a million years thought I would ever be without my first husband. Mm-hmm. Never.
Right.
But you can't see things coming.
You can't.
You can't see what goes down, and like your child gets cancer and then all this stuff goes down, and then like you're just like, you just grow, you know. It's just crazy. But we get along and he's fine.
Oh yeah, you have an idyllic.
Yeah, we do.
Like literally, I mean, he's obnoxious in his own ways, you know, and he's probably annoyed by you, like, you know, because that's just how he is. But like, there's literally.
Yeah, it's so easy.
If our parents had been like you guys, like, we would have had a completely different childhood.
Completely.
Yeah. You guys are so good.
Yeah,
you prioritize them. And even when you disagree, like you try to talk it out. Yeah. And like it's amazing. I really commend you. It's such a strength.
That's good.
It is.
It is good. It is good.
Such a strength.
It is. It is nice.
You're such a good person in that way.
No, thanks.
Yeah. I mean, it takes a lot for you to give someone like the scorched earth.
I don't think I've ever, like, even, like, I've probably said some unkind things, but never they were unkind to them because they were like being forced with some truth. But like I don't know. I'm very non-confrontational, extremely non-confrontational. Not to where I won't stand up for myself anymore, but I don't like confrontations. I truly believe you can just talk and get through something, and just like, why can't we just talk about something? Why does it have to be this whole thing? Mm-hmm. So I don't like living with that at all. And so if you're prone to be a yeller or like a striker or something, that we're never going to mix. Because
I don't come knocking on C1's door.
No.
You can knock on my door.
Yes.
I don't mind confrontation.
No, you are so strong. And at first, the first few times I was around when you were like, and I was just like, because it makes me so uncomfortable. Like, but I'm like, oh yeah, what she said.
Yeah.
I read Fierce Conversations, that book, and it changed my life in terms of like, okay, I can speak about the things that like we need to talk about. And I'm much better at.
What's the book for our listeners?
Fierce Conversations by Susan Scott. Changed my life. Should yours too.
All right. Okay, keep going.
And but she goes through the whole like, it's not a big deal to talk about the elephant in the room, just a way to do it. So like everybody has to, but you need to say your thoughts, and if you need to say your needs, like you just say them, you just state them, and you got to be honest in everything. If you're not authentic and honest in all things, like you don't give anybody a chance anyways. So what is these?
Yeah, if you're not, do you not know what this means? It's like word.
Oh,
so whenever, did you not know that's what that means? Or like,
no,
yes, that's agreement. Oh my God. I do it all the time when you're speaking truth. I'm like,
I mean, I gathered by context clues. Look at my note. My finger.
It's a thing. Oh,
ew.
Get that dirty finger out of here.
This is the first thing.
If I see it again, I'm gonna puke.
I just did that when we get off the phone. Literally, this is the first thing I'm doing is I'm running to the bathroom.
We're never getting off the phone. This is a 5-hour one-word breakdown special. Just kidding. Lest you think I'm serious and start heart palpitating.
No palpitations.
Yeah. B gets heart palpitations too. So I need to do my nails too.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. So what else? That's too much. You can't do that ever again. You have to just Okay, you guys. We're trying to work out. No, we're addressing the elephant in the room. It's just how you say it.
I wasn't gonna do that to you.
It's how you say it. We discussed last week that she should not tell me when she's about to end the show.
I forgot.
And my sister tells me that she loves me, but I don't think she does, because if she loved me, she would remember. Of course, I'm kidding. Wow. She would remember that I cannot see that she's about to end the show, because I will become a complete idiot, self-conscious dork.
And that's our show.